Hi, good morning. Hope all of you are fine. In the last class, we have discussed about projection. Today we are going to start our next section, linear functional. Definition is same as that we have discussed in our linear algebra. Okay, now what do you mean by a linear functional? Now, the definition of linear functional. Let E be a linear space over R or C. Linear functionals are functions f from E to R or C such that f of lambda x plus mu y is equal to lambda into f of x plus mu into fy for every x comma y belongs to E and for every lambda comma mu belongs to R or C. Then we call this linear functional. This is f is a linear function. Actually this is a linear map from E to the field. Okay. So this is the condition f of lambda x plus mu y is equal to lambda into f of x plus mu into f of y. This is true for every x comma y belongs to E and for every scalars lambda comma mu belongs to R. Next is the definition of a kernel of a linear function. It is denoted by kernel f. Say, okay, set of all x belongs to E such that f of x equal to 0. Set of all x belongs to E such that f of x equal to 0. You take clearly, as f is a linear functional, clearly f of 0 equal to 0. Okay. It's clearly, okay. We have discussed this in our linear transformation. So you try to prove here f of 0 equal to 0. Okay. So clearly 0 belongs to our kernel f. Therefore this kernel f is a non-empty set. Also kernel f is clearly a subset of E. Okay. Now you take two elements x comma y belongs to kernel f. Now what is the meaning of that? F of x equal to 0 and f of y equal to 0. Suppose lambda belongs to some scalar R or C. Then f of alpha x plus y is equal to, as it is a linear function, this you can write as alpha into f of x plus f of y. But alpha into f of x is 0. Okay, this is 0 plus 0 and this is equal to 0. Therefore, if x comma y belongs to kernel f, then alpha x plus y, f of alpha x plus y equal to 0. This implies alpha x plus y belongs to kernel f. Okay, this is true for any x comma y belongs to kernel f. Also it is true for any scalar alpha belongs to R or C. This implies kernel f is a subspace of E. Okay, and the notation for this subspace is actually HF. Okay, so HF is the kernel of F and clearly this is a subspace of E. Now we are going to discuss some examples of linear functional. Consider the space C0. Okay. Now on C0, let x belongs to C0. Now what is the meaning of C0? C0 means set of all sequences that converges to 0. Okay. So let x belongs to C0 means x is a sequence converging to 0. Let x is equal to some ai. I varies from 1 to infinity. Now what's the meaning of that? Limit ai equal to 0. Okay. And let bj be any sequence. Let bi, I varies from 1 to infinity. Be any sequence in L1, our L1 space. What is the meaning of that? This belongs to L1 means sigma I equal to 1 to infinity. Mod bi is less than infinity. Okay. So here we define a linear functional on C0 as f of x is equal to, that is f of sequence I varies from 1 to infinity as sigma I is equal to 1 to infinity AR BR. AR BR. Now we have to verify whether this is a linear map. Also we have to check whether this function is well defined. Okay. Now this is a series, so for proving this map is well defined, it is enough to prove that this series is convergent. Okay. Now what about mod f of x? Mod f of x is actually modulus of sigma I equal to 1 to infinity AR BI, and this is less than or equal to sigma I equal to 1 to infinity mod AI BI. Okay, and these are elements in L1, therefore this is actually less than or sigma I equal to 1 to infinity mod AI into mod BI. Okay. AI is a convergent sequence and therefore limit AI equal to 0. Also sigma I equal to 1 to infinity mod BI less than infinity. Therefore this is also less than infinity. Okay. Therefore this sum is a finite number. That means this function is a well defined function. Okay. Now we have to check whether this is a linear map. Okay. Clearly you take some x is equal to AI. I varies from 1 to infinity. Some y is equal to some ci. I varies from 1 to infinity. Okay. Now what is f of some cx plus y? And this is, we have to prove whether lambda x lambda mu. Okay, and this is equal to f of lambda x is actually lambda AI. I varies from 1 to infinity plus mu ci. I varies from 1 to infinity. Okay, and this is equal to, this is same as f of lambda AI plus mu ci. I varies from 1 to infinity. Okay, and this is equal to lambda AI plus mu ci sigma I equal to 1 to infinity, this into BI, and this is equal to sigma I equal to 1 to infinity lambda AI BI plus sigma I equal to 1 to infinity mu ci BI, and this is equal to lambda sigma I equal to 1 to infinity AI BI plus mu sigma I equal to 1 to infinity ci BI. This is lambda f of x plus this is mu f of y. Okay, lambda f of x plus mu f. Therefore, f of lambda x plus mu y is equal to lambda f of x plus mu f of y. This implies f is a linear function. Now the next example is on LP. Okay, on LP you take a sequence same as in C0. X be a sequence I equal to 1 to infinity, and x belongs to LP. Now what is the meaning of that? Sigma I equal to 1 to infinity mod AI whole raised to p whole raised to 1 by p is less than infinity. Okay, this is actually norm of x. This is actually p now. Okay, and this is less than infinity. And for this, you take some sequence bi I equal to 1 to infinity in LQ. Okay, where p and q satisfies the condition 1 by p plus 1 by q is equal to 1. Okay, and we define f of x as sigma I equal to 1 to infinity AR BI. Same as in the case of C0. Here AI is in LP and BI is in LQ. Okay, you must note that. Now we have to first verify whether this is a well-defined function. I mean, this function is, this definition is well defined. That means we have to check whether this series converges or not. What about mod f of x? Mod f of x is equal to modulus of sigma I equal to 1 to infinity ai bi, and this is clearly less than or equal to sigma I equal to 1 to infinity mod ai bi. And by Holder's inequalities, this is less than or equal to norm of x all raised to p into some norm of, so you take b is equal to bi, I varies from 1 to infinity. Norm b is q norm. Okay. In LP, this is less than p. In LQ, this is less than q. So, less than. This implies this is a f of x is a linear functional on LP. Okay. So, you have to verify. You take some alpha, lambda, comma, mu belongs to our R or C, or take R or C, or x, comma, y belongs to LP. Okay. Then show that f of lambda x plus mu y is equal to lambda into f of x plus mu into f of y as in the previous case. Okay, this is a linear functional on LP. Okay, so linear functional on C naught is same. F of x equal to sigma ai bi, where bi is from L1. Here bi is from LQ and xi is from ai is from LP. Okay. So in each of these cases, in the case of C naught, we fix some bi. Okay, sequence bi in L1 such that f of x equal to sigma I equal to 1 to infinity ai bi. Okay, so for each f belongs to linear functional, you can find a sequence bi, I varies from 1 to infinity in L1. So we can identify f with the sequence bi, I varies from 1 to infinity in L1. Okay. Similarly, in the case of LP, we can identify f in LP as some bi, I varies from 1 to infinity in LQ. Okay. Now next linear function is on C01. C01. Space of all continuous real valued functions on 01. We define some f of x as, f of x means x belongs to C01. Okay, so for x is a function. Suppose x is a function of p. Okay. Now define capital F of x, and f is linear function as f of x equal to integral 0 to 1 x of t into some f of t dt, where f of t is any integrable functions. Okay, integral 0 to 1 f of t dt less than infinity. Okay, any integrable functions of C01. Okay, any integrable function of 0. Now what about mod f of x? Mod capital F of x is equal to modulus of integral 0 to 1 x of t f of t dt. Okay, and this is less than or equal to integral 0 to 1 mod x of t mod f of x of t f of t dt. And this is equal to integral 0 to 1 mod x of t and mod f of t dt. And this is less than or equal to, what is x of t? X of t is always less than or equal to its maximum value. Maximum x of t modulus of integral 0 to 1 f of t mod f of t dt. Okay, so x is continuous real valued function. Therefore, this value clearly f is an integrable function. Therefore, this is less than infinity. Okay, therefore, this is a linear functional on C01, and you have to verify f of lambda x plus mu y is equal to f lambda into f of x plus mu into f of y. Okay. This here you can replace as lambda x of t plus mu y of t. Okay. Then apply linearity property. You will get f is a linear function on C01. Okay. Another linear functional on C01 is delta alpha of x is equal to x of alpha. Delta alpha of x is equal to x of alpha. Okay. Now what about norm of delta alpha of x? This is equal to modulus of x of alpha, and clearly this is less than or equal to supreme or maximum of alpha belongs to 0, 1 modulus of alpha, x of t. Okay, and this is equal to maximum or supreme. And this is actually supreme under the C 0. Clearly this is less than infinity. Therefore this definition is a valid one, and this is defined as x of alpha, and you can easily verify this is a linear functional on C01. Okay. Now we are defining an inner product Now we are defining a linear functional. Now we are going to define a linear functional on Hilbert space. Okay. Let H be any Hilbert space. That means there exists an inner product. Okay. So clearly for any fixed y, fix some y belongs to H, and define f of x. Okay. F of x is equal to inner product of xy. Define f of x equal to inner product of xy. Inner product, clearly this is a value belongs to R or C. Therefore this function is a well defined function. Okay. Now what about y? Y belongs to H. Okay. Clearly if you consider modulus of f of x, then this is equal to modulus of inner product of x, y, and this is less than or equal to norm of x into norm of y. Clearly each term is less than infinity. Therefore this function is a well defined function. Okay. Okay. Now we have to check whether f is a linear. Okay. Now we take some alpha lambda mu belongs to R or C. Now what is f of lambda x plus mu y, and this is equal to, you can take this as some mu z because we fix y here. Okay. Inner product of lambda x plus mu z y, and this is equal to lambda x y plus inner product of mu z y, and this is equal to lambda into inner product of x y plus mu into inner product of z y, and this is lambda f of x plus this is f of z, mu into f of z. And this is true for any x comma y belongs to our Hilbert space H, and any scalars lambda comma mu. Okay. Therefore this f is a linear functional on H. Okay. So here we can identify our f with y because y is fixed here. Okay. We can identify f with y. In earlier case, in the case of C01 also, we can identify our linear functional capital F with small f. Okay. So a linear functional f on a linear space is a function from E to R satisfies the condition f of lambda x plus mu y is equal to lambda into f of x plus mu into f of y, and this is true for every x comma y belongs to E and any scalars lambda comma mu belongs to R. Okay. Now we consider the collection of all linear functionals on E. The collection of all linear functionals on E is denoted by E hash. Okay. And this is collection of our set of four linear functionals on E. E hash is the set of four linear functionals on E. Today we have discussed the definition of linear functionals and some examples of linear functions. In the next class we will discuss a theorem related to linear functions.